Hey, what's up everybody? It's William back for another NASCAR Diecast review. It'll be more NASCAR Authentics cars today, and let me tell you, I've been looking high and low for these cars. Haven't been able to find them. Luckily, I was able to finally find them at a local Walmart. And today it'll be a car from Wave 3. So like I said, I've been looking for these for a while, as you can tell. From Wave 3, Tony Stewart's final ride car from 2016 that he raced at Homestead. A really cool car. I was thinking about this one, it was going to be one of those cars, if I could find it, great. If I can't, whatever. And so happened that they had a few at, like I said, a local Walmart, and I was like, you know what? I gotta pull the trigger. You never know if you'll ever find one of these again, so I'm glad I did. It looks pretty cool from what I've seen so far, with just the car being in the package and everything. Really quick, though, we'll go over the box, see if the box will stay up right here. You can see there's Tony Stewart's final ride card there in the packaging. You got a cool little collector card they give you as it falls. That's what I'm talking about. You never want to stay up, so I'll just hold it here. So you can see there, a little collector card as indicated right there. Free card. NASCAR Authentics Tony Stewart 14. Again, you can see there 2017 Wave 3, excuse me. Like I said, have not been able to find these Wave 3 cars. I did find the Jimmy Johnson, that 2017 Jimmy Johnson car, but that was all I could find. And luckily I was able to find, like I said, this one and one other one that you'll be seeing after this review goes up. So, I'll just keep holding the diecast here because it's going to probably fall down again. So, it looks really cool so far from the car being in the package and everything. So, let's get this thing open and see how cool it actually is. Alright, so here we have Tony Stewart's 2016 final ride car that he raced at Homestead, opened up and out of the packaging. Real quick, as always, we'll get this car out of the way for a second. Look at the little collector card, and I have to say, out of all the collector cards that come with these NASCAR Authentics so far over the few years that these NASCAR Authentics have been out, I have to say this is probably one of the cooler ones, one of the better ones. I know for a lot of people these could really not even be included, and it wouldn't really affect how they feel about the diecast one way or another. Personally, I think this is a really cool addition to getting the diecast. It adds a little bit of value to it. Not a whole lot. It is a little piece of cardboard, but it is still, I think, pretty cool. So you can see here, you've got the rendering of the diecast here. Stewart Haas Racing logo up here, Tony Stewart down here, and then the little slogan that they had going on during Tony's final season, this "Always a Racer, Forever a Champion." Down here in the bottom right corner of the front of the card. And on the back, this is where I think it looks pretty cool. Really quick, if you want to, you can pause it and read what's on the back here. It's pretty cool what they have to say. Again, this "Always a Racer, Forever a Champion" logo right here. Tony Stewart retires in style. That's pretty cool. It's got, of course, all of his career stats right here. 49 wins, 618 starts, 15 poles, 187 top 5 finishes, and of course goes on here to tell you how many championships he won in the years that they happened. Just pretty cool, I think, overall. As far as the cards go, there's been some weaker cards that you really couldn't care less about when it came to getting them with the diecast, but I think this one's pretty cool. I have to say, I like this. So getting the card out of the way, getting the diecast in here. Like I said, I was on the fence about getting this just because, I like Stewart and all, but he isn't one of my favorite drivers, and I just wasn't sure if I wanted to get it or not. But, the more I thought about it, it was his last ever car that he was ever going to drive. Stewart, I liked him probably more so towards the end of his career. I guess I was never a big fan of him when I started watching, but as I watched, I became a bigger fan of him. And so, like I said, towards the latter part of his career, when I became more of a fan, not a fan, but more kind of rooting for him. And I also looked when I was at the store, I was looking at the car, and the more I looked at the car, the more I liked it. And it's very cool what they did with this here. So we'll get into the review, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. As we've got, I just see here, some sort of the paint's peeling off. That's fantastic. Oh man. Okay, so let's get zoomed in here and kind of show you what I'm talking about with the cool details of this car. So you can see there's the Chevrolet SS front bumper. Luckily I was able to pick out a diecast that had a decent looking front bumper as far as the decals go. There were some that were kind of messed up, but it looks like I did pretty good in that department. So you can see there's 14 there, Stewart Haas Racing logo right there. So here's where I think the cool part really begins right here, is you got, of course, again, that "Always a Racer," that logo with the slogan on it. the Always a Racer, Forever a Champion, 14 there on the hood. And then you've got all of these pictures of Tony. I think this is so cool considering the size of a 164 diecast. You know, these diecasts aren't big, they're pretty small. And how clear the pictures came out on the hood. You know, they're kind of hard to see by just first glance to the naked eye, but when you get them in the camera, I mean, you don't really realize how clear these pictures are and how good of a job they did getting the pictures on a 164 diecast. You know, it's really cool. I mean, you got all these pictures here. I believe this one right here that I'm pointing to, that's when he won the 2011 NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. And I believe there's another one here. Some other, looks like, of his race wins. Just really cool what they did here with the hood. And again, with that, the slogan and the logo there in the center of the hood. Very cool. As you come down this left side here, what they did with this, I believe, you'll have to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And it's probably going to be really hard to tell here on camera. But on the side here, on both sides actually, I think it goes, no it doesn't. Just on the sides here, on the left side and the right side, are the names, or I believe just the signatures of people who Tony Stewart worked with throughout his racing career. I'm not sure if it's just people who worked for him at Stewart-Haas Racing, if it's maybe people who he has more of a sentimental, emotional connection to. I'm not sure, but I know for sure that there's the signatures and names of people Tony has worked with at Stewart-Haas Racing all along the side here and on the right side as well. I wish I could get zoomed in and really get a good look at the signatures and names here, but unfortunately with the lighting right now and my camera, I'm not going to be able to. But I'll do the best I can to show that off. So really quick, you got the normal front bumper contingencies, of course, the usual culprits for the contingencies here in front of the window net. NASCAR race car, of course, the one of the last cars to ever be ran in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Mobil 1 here is on the side, so Mobil 1 was the sponsor for his final race car. Back here, because the car, the way the paint scheme is, you can see some of the signatures names better back here, but back here you've got Haas Automation, Mac Tools, Mobil 1, Rush Truck Centers. I believe right here, which unfortunately it got messed up, I believe right here was supposed to be the date of the 2016 Ford EcoBoost 400, the date of Tony Stewart's final race, right back here on the C-pillar. But unfortunately, it looks like the decal got wrinkled and it cut off the part of the date for the decal on there. So that's unfortunate. Here up in here on the B pillar, you've got Code 3 Associates, Jimmy John's, Coca-Cola, Bass Pro Shops, and Mobil 1 again. You've got smoke there above the window net. And of course, 14 here on the side. I didn't say that. I didn't mention either. You do have the Stewart there on the windshield with the two Chevrolet logos. Goodyear. Just pointing out things I don't think I did before. So again, really quick, I'll try to get focused in on some of these names. I don't know how well this is going to come out. Probably not very well. You can kind of see there a little bit. It probably looks like white fuzzy lines to you on in the video. And it does kind of, to me right now, look like that on the camera. I didn't mention here, because you couldn't really see them before, but there you do have some more contingency sponsors, Axalta, Bosch, and I can't tell what that last one is. Here you can tell right here, back here, so you can kind of see some of the names. And just, again, for the size of the diecast and how big this thing is, I would have to imagine that it's pretty hard to get all of these tiny little signatures and names on the car, especially like even the pictures on the hood too. So I have to commend Lionel for at least giving this a shot and giving it a worthy effort, because it is Tony Stewart. He is a popular driver, a fan favorite, and so for them if they would have not done this car, I feel like it would have not been right. So I really have to commend them for at least giving it an effort to getting all these names on the car, getting the pictures on there. I think it was really good of them that they tried to do this. You can see here, getting back on with the car here, you've got 14 on the roof. Hashtag always racing with the 14 there in the hashtag as the not even really roof sponsor, but just there on the roof behind the 14. You've got Mobil 1 here on the deck lid. On the back, another really cool part of this car and this paint scheme. All of Tony Stewart's race wins right back here on the back bumper of the car, in order too, and how he got them. So it's going to be really hard to see here because of how small they all are here on the 164 diecast. As you can see here, it says Smoke 49 wins, and then the Chevrolet logo, of course, with 3 championships. But those are, if you look at the 124 diecast, you can see all of his raced wins are here. All 49 of Tony Stewart's wins are all here on the back bumper of the car, ending with the 2016 Sonoma race. You can kind of see that it says Sonoma back here. It says 2016 Sonoma. So that's how they're listed. They have like the year and then the track where he got the win. So back here, the last one is 2016 Sonoma, because that is where Tony Stewart got his final career win in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing. You can see here Tony Stewart Foundation, and then 14 again. Just the Chevrolet says back bumper decal. Again, just really cool overall what they did with this paint scheme. The paint scheme itself is really pretty simple. It starts off with I'll just do a quick little show you what the paint scheme is. You start off with a white splitter here, and then you on the front of the car and the whole hood. Really, I almost like to divide this car up into thirds. Basically kind of right here, here, and then from back here this way. So the first third of the car, I'll say here, is all black, and then that black transitions into a gray here, all across the second third. If the second third, here, this is basically it. I'm doing really bad at this right now. But the first third of the car is, the first 1/3 of the car here is all black. The second third is kind of gray, and then that gray transitions into a lighter gray, kind of white color on the back of the car and onto the back bumper. That's really all this car is. It's transitioning from black to gray to silver, really, is all it is. And it's kind of hard to pick up here in the camera, but the car does have a metallic finish to it. The paint, at least, really actually the whole car, I take that back, is all in like this metallic, sparkly finish. Like I said, kind of hard. You can kind of see it right here a little bit, the kind of the sparkles in there, but there are sparkles in this paint, and that's something I didn't know about this diecast until I actually got it in hand and opened it up, is that it had this sparkly metallic finish to it. But overall, a very cool car, and I realize I'm rambling now, and I'm going on 12 minutes for a NASCAR Authentics diecast, which really shouldn't ever happen. But if you're a Tony Stewart fan, I'm just going to make it simple for you here. If you're a Tony Stewart fan, you can find this car still, or you're maybe thinking about getting it like I was. I would definitely pick it up. If you're a Stewart fan, you probably already have it. If you're just a casual fan, like pretty much every driver, I would recommend it for you too. Even if you're not quite a Stewart fan, if you're looking to get a really cool diecast, I would say get it. Just overall, I would recommend this diecast. It's very cool. It will be a very cool addition to my collection for sure, and will definitely be a main piece. Not going to put it in the background. Definitely going to be at the front of the collection. So, as again, now going on 13 minutes, if you stayed to watch this long, I thank you very much for sitting through my rambling, and I would like to ask you all to subscribe. I really appreciate it when you all do that. Like the video, as always, of course, too, and comment down below if you have any questions for me or want to comment on the review or the diecast. But until the next time, guys, I will see you all later.